Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sports Predictions. I'm your host, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
And we are back and just as mediocre as ever with Week 10 of the 2014 NFL season. Before we get into Week 10, let's take a recap of Week 9. Last week we had the Saints at the Panthers. The Saints won. The Bucks and the Browns won. The Jaguars and the Bengals won. The Cardinals and the Cardinals won. All right.
Yeah.
Eagles and Eagles won, but Nick Foles goes out and Sanchez comes in.
Sanchez gets a couple touchdowns too.
Yeah, all right. Jets and Chiefs. The Chiefs won. Chargers and Dolphins. The Dolphins won. Stomped them. Wow, shut them down. Redskins and Vikings. The Vikings won. Rams and Niners. The Rams won on a weird call right at the end.
Yeah, where he fumbled it on the goal line.
Yep. Broncos Patriots. The Patriots won. Fuck yeah. Not just won. We killed them.
Yeah.
Raiders and Seahawks. The Seahawks won. Ravens and Steelers. The Steelers won. He had another 6-touchdown game.
Yeah.
And then the Monday night game, the final game, was the Colts and the Giants, and thank God the Colts won.
Yeah, I didn't know they got 24 points, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on into Week 10, we have the Browns at the Bengals. This is a
battle for Ohio.
Yeah, a divisional game. This is important.
Yeah. I heard that this is their first game where the outcome actually mattered for both teams. Since 1986, it's either been one team or the other. Usually the Bengals that do better.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe not a decade or two ago, but anyway, this has become a tough choice, man. I'm gonna go with the home team. I feel like we say that, but I really think the Bengals are a better team. I think the Browns are about where I thought they would be, but at the same time, I feel they're almost a little bit overrated.
Well, they're
5-3.
And then Bengals at
5-2-1, yeah. So they're a half game ahead, but
yeah.
Bengals are more likely to win in my mind, I think. So I'm gonna go Bengals.
All right, yeah, the Browns and the Bengals. At this point, I think they're about on par because they have basically the same record.
Right.
Didn't quite get that one win against who was it?
Panthers, I think.
The Panthers, that's right. And but at home, and even if they were at Cleveland, I agree. I think the Bengals are just a little bit better. When Andy Dalton's playing well, he's playing really well. So I have to go with the home team as well with the Bengals. All right, next we've got the Chiefs and Bills. This is an interesting matchup.
Yeah, wow, this is pretty good. I don't know what more to say other than I think that the Chiefs are a better team. The Bills have been very surprising this year, but I'm going to go with what I want to happen and what I think is going to happen, which is the Chiefs are going to beat the Bills at home.
Yeah, the Chiefs, as of this point right now, they were like the Cardinals last year. They win their games. They don't get a whole lot of publicity.
Quietly,
just kind of under the radar, winning their games.
Well, smacking the Patriots one week too, but other than that one.
But the Bills, they have the same record. They lost to the Patriots, thankfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're playing really, really good football. But I think Alex Smith is a better quarterback than.
I can't even think of his name now.
I had his name just a little while ago, but I think he's just he's a better quarterback. I mean, wasn't Smith like the number 1 draft pick one year?
I don't think he was the number 1 pick, but
maybe
he might have been the first quarterback.
Yeah, so I think the Chiefs are going to win on the road, which is good for us in 2 respects, because one, the Bills will get a notch down, and the Chiefs get a notch up over the Broncos.
Right.
Well, maybe not over as right now, but
put him closer.
Yeah, closer to getting the number 1 seed in that division.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath for that, but that would be nice.
yeah, I feel the same way. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills won, but I'm going to say the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Our next, Titans at the Ravens.
I guess not too difficult. Ravens are a very talented team, but they haven't been playing very well. I mean, they've lost a couple of games, so this I don't think will be one of them. I'd be a bit surprised if the Titans won, so I guess that's really all I can say. Ravens will probably smack them.
Yeah, the Ravens, they lost 2 in a row now. They lost last week to the Steelers, and then they won.
Didn't they win against the Bengals? Or no, the Bengals I think won.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, it was close.
The kick at the end and stuff. Okay, but the Titans, they suck. I'm gonna
have to go Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ravens. The Ravens are just a better team. When Joe Flacco, when he used to throw the ball 60 yards down the field, boom, he can. His arm's a cannon. All right, next we got the Cowboys at the Jaguars. This all of a sudden is an interesting game.
Right, I know. Romo's hurt.
In London.
It's pretty much all they're talking about. But
yeah.
Man, Whedon sucks so bad. That's why they're willing to put Romo at risk just to keep him off the field. And
yeah.
Man, I want to go upset. I want to go Jaguars, but I can't. Cowboys, even with Whedon, they're probably going to win. Cowboys.
Yeah, in London, even if Romo doesn't play, or if he does play hurt, they'll probably beat the Jaguars. So I'm going to go Cowboys.
Yeah.
Which that sucks. But
I think they announced recently that they're going to play Romo, but I think the way Jerry Jones just seems like a shady old man. I think he might be doing that just to get in their heads or like keep them, should we game plan for Tony Romo or, blitz a lot and screw up Whedon or whatever.
All right, next we got the Dolphins and the Lions. This is an interesting game.
Another good one. I think the Lions are one of the best teams in football. I mean, they're winning. They're playing really good football without Megatron. Without the running back anyway. I can't think of his name, but Lions, they're going to win. I think they're far, as well as the Dolphins are playing. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I have to go Lions.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because they both are playing really well. I think the Lions.
Reggie Bush is the name of the running back.
Right. I think the Lions have a better defense than the Dolphins, but Ryan Tannehill's been getting. He seems to be becoming like a really solid quarterback. Like he could be like the Dolphins quarterback.
They were talking about that they are now, since they've started doing this, they've been designing the offense around Tannehill's strengths. So since they've been doing that, you can see how they've been playing. So
yeah, so wow, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins went in there and just completely won. But I'm gonna go Lions as well. The home team, their defense is really strong, so I'm gonna go Lions. Next, the 49ers at the Saints.
Man, these are all really good. I mean, earlier in the season, based on how poorly the Saints were playing, and then last week, their O-line, the 49ers, which was one of their strengths in recent years, just terrible. He got sacked, 5 times,
Something
I think?
like that, yeah, 5 or 6, I think.
It might have been 6 even, yeah. And Saints at home, man. Saints at home.
Yeah, the Niners, they've just been, it seems like, falling apart this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people had Niners and Colts like in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Now,
and there's been a lot of controversy around the coach too, like he's not going to be there next year, and I think that maybe has an impact.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, the Saints at home in the Dome.
And they're turning it around.
Yeah, and they got their first road win, right, last week?
They did.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints at home against the Niners who seem to be crumbling.
Yeah.
All right, next we got the Steelers against the Jets.
Man, I guess not. The Steelers, man, wow. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Man.
He tore it up these last 2 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, and, man, just getting another receiver in there made all the difference for them. And the Jets go from the butt fumble to the butt touchdown, and just disgrace, thank goodness. So Steelers, man, Steelers.
Yeah, the Steelers, wow, what a record. It's setting the record for touchdowns back-to-back games, 6 in a row. What did they say, like, they had 6 in the first 8 or 7 games that they played, and 6 each game.
Of the last 2 games, yeah.
It's like, that's just ridiculous. Like, all of a sudden, like, boom, he's just on fire.
Yeah.
So, and then, the Jets suck. I'm going to go Steelers. All the way.
What can you say,
Yeah. All right, next we got the Falcons and Bucks. This is a divisional game, correct?
Yep, it is, and
wow, both teams are pretty terrible right now.
Yeah, I mean the Falcons every week it's like wow, Tampa Bay has a worse record.
Yeah.
Falcons are last 2 years just surprising how bad they are.
Yeah.
And I heard it's got a lot to do with their toughness, and I know they did that HBO. What is that HBO show called? You know what I'm talking about? It's every year they do, like, they go inside the locker room and inside the training camp. And,
was it this year? It was like Finding Giants or whatever?
No, that was something on NFL Network. That was about how they draft. But no, it's like, they just go, have cameras on them all the time.
Oh, okay.
And, toughness was a big, thing that they kept mentioning. And I guess like now we're knowing why they're just not showing a lot of it. But anyway, Falcons are still a far better team, and I hope that they get this win over the Buccaneers, and that's my pick.
Yeah, both these teams are just playing really bad this year.
Hard Knocks. It's called Hard Knocks.
Oh, Hard Knocks.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I think the Falcons are finally going to win.
Yeah.
So, I go Falcons. Next, the Broncos at the Raiders. This is a tough one.
The worst team against arguably the best team,
Yeah.
although they didn't look like it last week.
No.
And I wish we could talk more about that. Patriots aren't playing this week, and how about them Patriots, man?
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
Okay. I'd like to say more, but I mean, it's just such an easy pick. What can you say, Broncos?
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders, they've been playing like tough football.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
That's
they
true.
almost beat the Patriots. Who did they play last week? I think they played a good game last week.
Yeah, they did. It was
the Seahawks, yeah, they played a good game.
24, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and that rookie quarterback, Carr, he's not bad.
Yeah.
So, they're just one of those teams that, like, they play good football, but they just can't seem to win. I mean, have they won it all this year? I don't think they have.
They're winless, yeah.
Yeah, wow. And they're not going to win this week. I'm going to go Broncos. I mean,
Yeah.
as competitively as the Raiders can play, they're not going to beat the Broncos.
Yeah.
The Broncos are better than what they played last week. It's just Manning crumbles in Foxborough.
Under pressure, yeah.
Especially in
and
Foxborough.
playing against Brady for him is pressure, I guess. Too much
Yep.
pressure.
All right, anyway, next, Giants at Seahawks.
Man, I didn't know that they scored 24 points, but what I watched of the Giants, what was it, Monday night, it was just so awesome. They're just terrible. It's the greatest. But I mean, they sucked, and then they started getting their stride, and then what's his nuts got hurt, and they're just not going to get it back together. And at best, they'll have maybe an 8-win record if they really pick it up, but it won't be in this game. Seahawks, although they're not the team they were, they're still a lot better than the Giants. So, we'll go Seahawks.
Yeah, the Giants, they had that 3-game win streak, and they lost the last 2 games that they've played.
Yeah.
So it's 3-5 against a 5-3 team. I think the Seahawks are better than their record because they've lost a few what kind of games. But yeah, I don't think the Giants are gonna go into Seattle and win. I mean, it's been proven that some teams can go to Seattle and win.
But not the Giants.
But yeah. Not the Giants. Not without what the fuck's his name?
I can't think of it if I didn't say it, man.
Yeah, fuck. We can never think of it on the spot.
I know, it's just ridiculous.
But
that guy anyway.
Yeah.
The guy that does the salsa dancing.
So yeah, I think the Seahawks are gonna win at home. All right, next we got the Rams and the Cardinals divisional game.
Rams have been really surprising.
Yep. They beat both the Seahawks and the Niners,
and
2
the
divisional
Niners,
games.
Yeah. Here's another one, the Cardinals, which sit atop the league as well as the entire NFL with a 7-1 record.
Yeah,
so,
wow. How weird is that? The Cardinals have the best record in the league.
And they're in a tough division. So
Yeah.
hats off to them, man. And
Yep.
I just don't see the Rams being the team that's gonna break that seal. And Cardinals are at home, so let's go Cardinals.
Yeah, the Rams, they've been surprising. They've, like I said, they beat the Niners and the Seahawks. But yeah, I mean, the Cardinals, they're 7-1. They're the best. They have the best record in the league right now.
Mm.
But I don't think they're the best team. I think there's a lot of teams that can beat them.
Right.
Like
So,
the Broncos. I think the Seahawks could beat them. The Patriots could beat them.
Well, the Broncos did beat them, didn't they?
I think our one loss was to the Broncos.
Okay.
I think the Ravens could beat us. The Packers could beat us. Although I think the Cardinals-Packers, I think that would be a tough game.
Yeah.
But I think the Packers could win. Because when the Packers play well, they play really well. But
Yeah.
I see the Cardinals winning. The Rams aren't going to beat the Cardinals. So I'll go
Yeah,
with Cardinals at home in the desert.
It's crazy that the Rams' 3 wins have been really tough teams,
Yeah,
And,
it is kind of weird.
But anyway.
All right, next we got the Bears and Packers, divisional game.
Yeah, it's always a fun one.
Yeah.
It's a really good rivalry, and
Yep.
but the Bears have been sucking all season, man, and the locker room, is well, last I checked anyway, they were all, button heads and don't have together, and
Brendan
Green
Marshall's
Bay's
just talking crap and
yeah,
stuff.
and Green Bay's the opposite. They're kind of gelling and playing better, and didn't Green Bay lose last week?
They did lose last week to No, not last week. They had a bye last week.
Oh, that's
It
right.
was a week before.
Last
They
time
lost
they
to
played
the Saints.
Saints, right.
That's
right.
where one of the Saints' home wins. So.
Yeah, blew them out. Nonetheless, Packers are a better team, better quarterback.
Better receivers.
Chicago has a pretty good receiving group, but
Yeah.
Jay Cutler can't seem to get it to them. But either way, Green Bay, better team.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears 3-5. The 3 wins, I think they looked good. Like there was that one Brandon Marshall catch in the end zone where he'd like catch it up with like one hand and bring it all the way back down. Like, but yeah, when the Packers when they do play really well, they play really well. Jordy Nelson and I can never remember the other guy's name. Randall Cobb. Like they're just. There was that one game where it was like, to Jordy Nelson, to Randall Cobb, to Jordy Nelson, to Randall Cobb. It was just like, you couldn't stop either one of them. But, yeah, they're a much better team. Their quarterback is way better. I think he is one of the best in the league. Yeah. Although this year, they had their 3 losses, but so he's not looking as fantastic as he normally does.
But he does have the best QB rating. I think right now Andrew Luck. For me, Tom Brady or Andrew Luck are the 2 right now best quarterbacks playing.
Yeah.
At least this season, but he does. Rodgers does have the best QB rating, but hasn't done him a whole lot of good. But 5-3 is not bad.
No, it's still pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna go Packers at home, Lambeau Field against the rival Bears, who aren't playing very well. So
yeah.
All right, next and the final game on Monday is the Panthers at the Eagles.
Yeah, Panthers aren't the team they were last year. Their defense, it's middling, and last year they were like top 2 defense. But and Cam Newton, I've never thought he was I don't know what all the fuss is about. I mean, I know he's athletic and
excuse me.
Well, bless you. But other than that, I don't know. I'd never thought he was a very good quarterback. Of course, the Eagles do have trouble of their own right now with butt fumbling Sanchez, but he played pretty well last week. So, actually, come to think of it, this is kind of tougher than I initially thought. I can see Nick Sanchez becoming
Mark
the Nick Sanchez. Sorry,
You
Nick
combined.
Foles.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be good for him. Give him some skill, and maybe he wouldn't be butt fumbling. But I'm gonna have to go the Panthers. Now that I'm thinking about Mark Sanchez, I think the Panthers might win this game. Yeah.
Okay. The Panthers. I'm the same way. I've never thought that Cam Newton was as great as everybody thinks. I mean, his rookie year he did good, and last year he did pretty good. But it seems like every time I watch a Panthers game, he's getting sacked. And we watched part of the game last week on Thursday.
Yeah, it was like
he's getting sacked left and right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was against the Saints, but it was Saints on the road, so usually they're not as good. But
right.
And the Eagles, I mean, they're a good team. Nick Foles, I think, is a better quarterback than Sanchez.
Oh, yeah.
But Sanchez, like, he had those 2 good seasons, and then he kind of fell apart. Like, last year was a joke. Was it last year or the year before?
Did he play last year? I think it was the year before.
Yeah, I think it was the year before. But that was a joke. But still, the Eagles at home, I mean, because Sanchez isn't, like, a terrible quarterback.
He's pretty terrible.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think...
At first I was going to say Eagles until, I don't know, I think about that butt fumble in my mind.
This is actually really tough for me because I only went for the Eagles because of Nick Foles.
Yeah.
So...
That's why I rooted for the Eagles, especially after what's-his-nuts is gone, Michael Vick.
Yeah. But wow, yeah, this is tougher than I thought too. The Eagles didn't play great against the Cardinals a few weeks ago with Nick Foles. And without him, I don't know. I'm going to have to go Eagles, the home team. Even with Sanchez out on the field. I think the Panthers, like, he just gets sacked too much. Like, their O-line just lets him get sacked left and right. So
yeah.
I'm going to have to go Eagles, the home team. All right, well, that concludes Week 10. But before we conclude this whole thing, how about them fucking Patriots?
How about them Patriots, man?
Number 1 in the AFC, beating the Broncos down.
It's a friggin' highlight reel, man. Like that Gronk catch, the one-handed.
Yeah. And then
Marshall, but yeah. Edelman, right?
Edelman with a return. If I just going left and right.
I've always,
way.
since Welker's on the team, Edelman. He's like, yeah, I wish they'd see more of him. And now that Welker's gone, you get to see him, and he's
Yep.
just really athletic.
Yeah, he's really, really good. It's surprising that he didn't shine as much. I mean, even with Welker, like
He was a punt returner, and you saw glimpses, and that was what I would see. And it's like, wow, I wish they'd get him out there more, and I'm glad they kept him around. And he's not big money. I mean, he should be getting what Amendola's getting, but
yeah.
But I'm sure next year, if he's up for re-sign, then he'll get some money.
Yeah, well, let's hope, because you would think Welker would have got some more money, but
That's
he didn't.
true. Yeah,
So.
They're all about value there in the front office, but they make it happen, man. Every year you doubt them, and they get these people at.
Yeah, like I think both Mike and Mike said, like they're like the San Antonio Spurs in basketball. Like you think, oh, they're too old, they can't do it again. Like that last year was their last year, and they still find a way to do it.
Yeah.
Like even the last 2 years, San Antonio went to the championship. This year they won,
Right.
but like a few years ago, like they still got best record in at least the West.
Yeah.
For the last 5 years, like they're just always there.
Yeah.
You never seem to count them in, but they're always there. And the same with the Patriots. You can get rid of all their players, get a whole new roster. And
As long as you get Brady and Belichick, they're just good
they'll
together.
find a way to win. Their first 4 games, you went 2-2, and it was the loss against the Dolphins, and then the humiliating loss against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But since then, we've just been on fire.
Yeah, haven't lost since.
Yeah, so and beating the Broncos, and especially
Right before bye.
right before bye, and beating Manning again.
Yeah,
it
just
feels
his face
so
the whole
good.
time. Yeah, he's just boo. I saw a picture. It was Manning's face on a donkey body, and it said "Oh my hee ha."
Oh my god, that's
But
funny.
yeah, he just looked just pissed off the whole time. And then after the game, I guess he had his head down to the bus and I stink, boo. And he still played a really good game.
Yeah, he had better numbers than Brady.
Yeah,
all across the board, he had a little bit better on everything.
Yeah, but
Except interceptions.
Yeah.
Or I think they both had one this game.
No, he had 2. Manning had 2. Brady had 1, and it was a tip pass from who else but Amendola off the tip of his little midget fingers.
But yeah, his numbers aside from the interceptions were better than Brady. He had more yards than Brady, more completions.
Yeah. More yards per completion.
Yeah,
but I mean, look at who's throwing to. I mean, I would have more yards per completion. Just
Yeah.
throw it over this guy, and this guy will jump up and get it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, but still, we came up out on top because we had the punt return. That was great. Was that a punt or was it
I don't
just
think
a
it was
kickoff?
after score, man. Well, I think it was. I think it might have been after a touchdown. No, I think it was just a punt. It was a punt. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was a punt return.
Because it wasn't right after a score. You're right.
Yeah. But we had a pick 6.
Yeah.
So
That
a
was
lot of
nice,
it
too.
was our whole team was playing well. But I mean, Manning, he said "Oh, I stunk. I got to play better. It all falls on me or whatever." It's like, dude, you played a good game.
Yeah.
He had good numbers.
That
so.
pick 6, that was 6 points. You know what I mean, right there. And Edelman returning, that's another 7 after the extra point. So
yeah, so that's 14 points up right there. We only won by 22, 21? So there was only one more, basically one more point or touchdown or whatever than them.
Didn't they
after offensively. I mean,
didn't they go for a 2-point conversion at one point and fail? Maybe.
Who,
I don't
us?
remember. No, the Broncos.
Oh, I don't know. There was a point where I was in transit during the game,
okay.
so I didn't get to watch. I think it was right at the half. I didn't get to watch. I missed halftime, which is fine. Then I missed part of the third quarter, so which is when the pick 6 happened. I get to see that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure you saw highlights.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that brings us up. I mean that's got to boost us up so high in the locker room. We have 2 weeks to relax.
Yeah.
But then we have a really tough schedule after this. Just our next 5 games, and then.
But I mean, it's not the Broncos, I mean, I'm sure we'll play them in the postseason. But how about Ninkovich though, man? Two games in a row with a big play,
Yep.
Yeah,
Ninkovich rules, man.
Yeah.
Guy's awesome.
Yeah. Definitely. I like all the players in the Patriots, man. They just pick good dudes.
Except Amendola. He's
Right. Yeah. I'm not a fan that late. Well, I've never really liked him, but
yeah.
Especially the money we gave him. But we thought he'd be Welker, and it doesn't always work out. But.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we got a tough schedule ahead of us. I think the Cardinals, will probably end up losing a few more before the end of the season. I
Yeah.
don't know what their schedule's like, but I can't. I don't think they're as good as their record says they are.
Yeah.
But I think the Patriots are as good as our record says.
I still think they're in the upper echelon. I mean, at least at the NFC. But
Yeah.
I think the Patriots would beat the Cardinals, 9 out of 10 times. But
Oh yeah.
we shall see.
All right. Well, I think that concludes it. So tune in next week for Week 11. Even though we won't have.
Patriots game.
Yeah.
Or-
No, we do have a Patriots game.
Well,
It's
we'll
this
have
week.
not to talk about. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have one to talk about as a recap, but yeah, tune in to us next week for Week 11 of the 2014 NFL season. But until then, I'm your host, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
All right, see you later.
Fuck the Jets.
Yeah, fuck the Giants.